We get that 3 for 2 deal.
That deal is collection only.
I don't think you watched that film all the way through.
I did, bro. It hurt me
didn't,
to
man.
watch it.
You didn't, because I remember you.
Did you watch mine?
You watched it. I remember you watched it with O, and you were saying we locked it off after 25 minutes. I remember that.
No, I have finished watching it, bro.
You said you locked it off, so why did you go? You wouldn't have went back.
Just to prove a point.
Oh,
It wasn't good. I don't even know what type of movies you like.
Thrillers.
Thrillers.
I think Candyman was a thriller. I think Candyman was actually a good film. On reflection, I think it's a dope. Yeah, I think it's dope.
Rotten Tomatoes is different.
I was just deliberating on it. I was just thinking, but
Was it better than the first one?
yeah, I think it's an excellent film.
But have they done it?
Yeah.
But have they done it how they like? Is it from how they did like Get Out and all those?
Nah, man, it's an intellectual, intelligent film. That's what that film is. Yeah, but of course Get Out is as well. I'm not saying
It's good,
that,
but is it done how?
Well,
Cause a lot of horrors are seen now. I'm kind of getting filmed in that way.
Nah, it's not like that. It's slightly different. It's just it's intellectual. It's actually fucking intelligent.
It's very clever.
You think it's better than the first one?
I don't want to compare them because you know what? I ain't seen the original Candyman in a long time, but they've upscaled. It's kind of following on the back of like Get Out, and also it's like it's more than what a horror traditionally is.
They changed the story. They've added one small narrative to the story that changes the whole thing. Yeah. Remember, Candyman is meant to be the aggressor when really he's the hero.
Yes,
he's the fucking hero, bro. It's so intellectual, bro.
Man, are giving up too much.
They won't even get it though. What we're saying, they won't even get it. They won't even get how we're saying he's the hero because in the film he's still not really. It depends on who.
They will get it. It kind of gives away.
But it depends. Nah, because even at the end of the film, we didn't look at it like that. I'm telling you, some people left that. Some people left that cinema not really understanding like, how did this end like that? That's how it's meant to end.
Did you start killing the white people in that end?
Nah, it's not even that, bro. You just gotta watch it.
It's the way it brings the history into things, the way it builds on the gentrification and all that type of stuff. There's a lot of layers to the narrative. But my thing is this: like, I want to watch it again. But it didn't deliver on the horror aspect of the film.
But that's the main purpose of.
I don't think that's their main intention. I think their main intention was to package it as a horror
and say something else.
But say something else.
Yeah.
But what I think would have made the film, I'll give it. After first watch, I'd say 6.5, 7 out of 10. I'll probably need to watch it again.
I'm giving it a 9.
It'll probably go higher.
I'm giving it a 9.
It'll probably go higher after watching it again, but. That film could have been a 9 to 10 out of 10 for me if it delivered on the fear factor as well. Like if he was genuinely like, oh my God. Like I just feel like they should have brought in some serious like
gore.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, there wasn't enough. There were some moments where it's like, oh man, okay. But not like bomb hole.
He wasn't you're not like grabbing onto the next
person.
You
You could have watched it. You wouldn't have been.
You'd have absolutely watched it.
You wouldn't have been afraid. But I just think it's an excellent film. I ain't gonna lie.
Have you watched it again?
Nah, I sat down with my brethren.
You thought about it.
And I thought about it. You get me? And me and him was going over it, and it's like, nah, this film is levels.
Do you think it'll go over a lot of people's heads?
I think people won't appreciate it for what it is. You get me? And it's a woman director.
Yeah,
Black woman director too.
Nia DaCosta or something like that.
Cold.
Yeah.
Cold. I gotta give it, and I want to watch it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it again.
And just from like from a film creative point of view, the cinematography
visually was
like the upside
ridiculous.
down shots of the city.
Do you reckon that's why you appreciate it more, though?
Nah, it's not. It's not even that, blood. It's the intent of what they was trying to do with the film. Now that I've clocked it, bad man film. Bad.
I was a little disappointed when we walked out, but the next day when you asked about it, and he was like, and I was talking about it, I was like, you know what? I said it's a good film, but it's not a good horror. That's what I said. But with time, I've shaken off the need to go and watch it. I'm like, oh my God, it's scary. And I'm just thinking about what the film was. To me, it's a thriller. It's a thriller.
It's a thriller.
It's a thriller. And when you look at it with those eyes,
and that's my favorite genre of film.
Yeah,
thriller.
You love those type of movies.
So like that film is cold blood.
what comes to mind? You think about like favorite thriller movie? I know mine.
What's yours?
I say I like the genre, and now I can't even name. You know what? There was one. Oh, what's it called? The Next Door Neighbor. What's it called now? We watched it.
You on about Lakeview Terrace with
Nah,
Samuel Jackson?
that one's cold, but not that one.
Keanu Reeves.
No, it's not Keanu Reeves. It's like a youth that's left in the yard and he's on home like house arrest. He can't come out and he realizes that the neighbor's bodying people. It's kind of got like
Shia LaBeouf.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know what you're on about.
Bad that film is.
Is that called Eagle Eye or something?
No, it's not Eagle.
It's not you guys. A different one.
But I know which
You
one.
know which one?
Yeah,
You put me on to-
yeah, that was bad still. That was
You
bad.
put me
That was
onto
bad.
that.
That was
It's
bad
decent
still.
film still.
And
Decent
it's just
film.
got like a certain level of nostalgia for me. It's kind of like a teen.
It's a
kinda,
throwback kind of
yeah,
film.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like something that would come out in like the 90s or something, innit?
yeah.
I know what you're talking
But
about.
that's up there
I've-
for me. Like I
yeah.
like that.
I got two at the moment. Obviously, one just growing up. I do like Halloween still. The beginning I used to like them.
But
Is that a
horror.
horror?
That's
That's
a
a horror. Isn't it?
Yeah,
That's not a thriller.
That's not
a
fair.
thriller.
Yeah.
That one with Keanu Reeves and the two women in that one. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What would you say? What would you say the Quiet Place is?
That's horror as well. I mean,
That's a horror?
That's the highest level of that film is like a thriller / sci-fi.
I think that's
/
cold.
horror.
I ain't seen it yet.
Ridiculous.
Quiet Place is cold still.
Ridiculous. Now that you know what? Okay, cool. That's if I had to critique Candyman, that's where if them films there, Quiet Place 1 and 2, is where they could learn some lessons because those films, like you're on the edge of your seat, but the storytelling is cold.
Like in the first one, there's not even really too much in that movie.
barely
not
any
really.
talking. Barely any
And
talking.
it's sick,
I'm gonna watch it still.
Watch 1 and 2, both of them
cold.
are 90% easy, like dope, super dope films. But I mean, yeah, if I had to pick favorite thrillers, I would go 7, and then more recent one, A Most Violent Year. Oh, I got the next one.
7 was cold.
A Most Violent Year is hard. Come out like a few years ago.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, super sick. And then the next one is Sicario.
Well, you mentioned I ain't watched that one yet.
There, again, them thrillers there, you're not scared, but you're on the edge of your seat because you don't know what's gonna happen. And yeah,
I need to find out the one.
Well,
What
I
you
was
just
on
talking
the
about what it was called again? Because that movie was sick still. I haven't seen that for years though.
Shia LaBeouf.
I can't remember it, man. It's like Next Door Neighbor or
I don't even think it's called that. You know, it's like a one. I remember.
The one I was talking about, Lakeview Terrace, that's not even a thriller, to be honest.
well, technically,
Yeah.
it's considered a
You would like that still.
I don't know. You know. What happens in it? Disturbia.
Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
07.
Yeah, that's my shit. That is.
I had to watch that again. Still, been a while.
Well, yeah, let them know where we are.
We're in a new space.
Yeah, man.
We're in a new space. New studio, man. Next step. The next step in the journey. Been looking for one now for the last 4 to 5 months. And considering, I think I found it kind of quick. I found it in a location that I've had my heart set on, but I never put my eggs in that basket because I didn't think a vacancy was going to become available. You get me? But yeah, it did. You get me? It's not perfect though. As you can see, it's fully not perfect. The floor is hammered. The floor is actually a health hazard. To be totally honest with you. And I know that I'm paying slightly more than what I should be in consideration of the condition that it's in, but fuck it though.
The location, though, innit?
Location, price, flexibility. My man's here, innit? So it's just time to just
But obviously,
make it work, man.
As we go on, people are gonna see the progression.
Yeah, they're gonna see the renovation. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna see the space get built out and become more than just an empty shell. But like, it's not perfect, man. There's definitely some imperfections in here. Yeah. Like, for example, out there, there's a brother that's next to me. and I can hear him packing boxes in the day. So that's kind of an issue in a sense, because if man's got like an interview that I want to do, or I've got some sort of audio that needs to be recorded, that's gonna fuck with my shit.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? I know for a fact though, after 4, 5 o'clock, this building is quiet as shit. He's going home. They ain't doing no late nights, innit?
Yeah.
So I can always say, cool, we'll conduct the interviews at 5. It's not really that late, especially in creative settings. Like, that ain't a late time, but it's just like, if I want to be productive in the day and try and get some stuff done, there's going to be just some small limitations. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal, because the other places that I've seen, the banging was a mad thing. Like, yeah, like it was construction site kind of situations. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, beggars can't be choosers, and right now I'm a beggar. Like, shit has to get done. You get what I'm saying? Like, finally, man's taking a step.
But it's been a productive couple of weeks for you still, even like from obviously the stacky pennies.
But yeah, I mean, it all ties in one in it. Like, I knew that it was time to take that step and do the things that I've been fucking talking about and preaching about for years. And I think I've been taking like 2 steps forwards and then 5 side steps. You know what I'm saying? Where I could have just kept walking and done this. I feel like I could have done this about 2 years ago, but everything happens when it needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like, got my first product out there, launched a website, and it's just like, I just said to myself, it doesn't matter. Like, what changed everything, yeah, is after we come back from Cam's birthday party. Yeah. I'm on the shitter, blood. No, that's a lie. I'm not on the shitter.
You said this last time.
No, because the shit is the thinking spot, but I wasn't on there. Yeah. I'm looking at my phone, yeah, and I'm just scrolling through Insta. Now, there's a brother that's reached out to me that wants to do a feature on me, and put me in his magazine. Wants to do a feature on Please Don't Touch. So I'm like, cool. So I'm following him, and he's put a post up about OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, at the time, OnlyFans was having this thing where they were saying they were going to lock off all pornography on the website, you get me? And the post that my man put up on his story was saying how it's unfair for sex workers. It's unfair for sex workers to not be able to do the thing that they've been doing, because that's what made OnlyFans.
Yeah.
They built the platform,
Yes.
and then at the moment when they've now got their like business and their evaluation and they've made their money, they want to like take all of that away from the sex workers, innit?
Yeah.
And there was this post that he posted, yeah, and the post came from an Instagram page, and it's like
You got that saved, innit?
yeah, I got it saved. Yeah, it's like a strippers union. Imagine a union for strippers. You get what I'm saying?
Off the back of this OnlyFans thing, or just
No, after. I'm saying that the post that the geezer posted was from an Instagram page that is a strippers union.
No, I'm saying is a strippers union off the back of this.
Nah.
It's
In general, it's been there from before. It's like a community to like help motivate and push strippers.
Mad
You know what I'm
thing.
saying? Some sort of union and that.
Yeah.
So I've read the post, and then and as you do when you look at the post, you're gonna check the profile. What I do anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm scrolling through the profile, and obviously I'm seeing like, I haven't seen that much sexual. You haven't seen that much sexual like stuff on there. It's acting as like an actual thing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm scrolling through, and then there was a picture of one girl bending over, and there was a brother, and his face is covered by an ass. You can't see his face, like the ass is in his face, and obviously that was the most sexual photo. I'm drawn to that, whatever. Innit? So I look at the picture, thinking, all right, cool, and then I've read the caption, and the caption said, yeah. Fucking wait there's something on my tongue. It said that confidence is attractive and perfection is unattainable. Which basically, you know what? Fuck it. That is what she said, yeah. But I'm gonna read it to you right now. 'Cause I don't want to paraphrase it. Let me get this.
I'm so glad this is where we've gone. This was the convo was meant to have anyway.
1 second. Let me get this card. I had to save it. I save the post because that post it was the thing that gave me the confidence, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna put this on screen. So you can see it as well. So Drake, all right, boom. That's the photo in it.
Oh man.
Yeah. Obviously, it's not like that's not my flavor in it. I'm not really into that. But at the same time, I'm gonna look at the photo in it. Cause it looks comical. So it says the reason. This is the caption now. It says the reason confidence will always make more money than perfection is that perfection is intimidating to customers and unattainable/unsustainable for performance. Unlike confidence, which is courageous, it's infinite. For everyone around you, focus more on loving yourself than you do on perfecting your look and watch your money grow. And I said, blood clot.
And
That's what I said.
Whoever said this woman, she's talking from the perspective of a woman trying to attract clientele.
As a stripper.
Yes.
And she's saying, basically, don't worry if your titties are small. Don't worry if you ain't got no ass. Be confident, because the confidence is what's going to attract the punters.
Yeah.
I said, bumble. That's what I said to myself. Yeah, because I'm like,
You can find gems anywhere, boy.
I'm like, raw. Like, all these years, man, striving for perfection. Yeah, striving to be the best, striving to have everything in order. And no one don't give a shit about that. I've heard it before,
Preach.
but when you hear it like that, and it's something that, well, for me, it was just a clear comparison that I can understand, in the sense of a woman not having all the attributes, but not giving a shit, and still making dough because she ain't got the biggest ass. She ain't got the biggest titties. She might not have a pretty face or a symmetrical face, but because she's confident, she's drawing people in with her personality, because that's infectious. And I felt like that applies to anything that man are trying to do, you get me? So where I'm trying to get every shot to be perfect, I'm trying to get everything, like the way I present myself, want it all to look professional and proper. It's stifling. And we've said this before, but this was a revelation when I've looked at the post. And it was after that point, I'm like, all right, cool, watch. Everything's coming. Like, at this point, I'd already had the pots printed.
Yeah.
At this point, I'd already had the website basically completed, but there were certain things that I didn't have in order in terms of how, like having a full understanding of the e-commerce side. I still don't have a full understanding of the e-commerce side, to the point, even just before I picked up the mic and said, oh shit, that's because someone messaged me saying they ain't got their pot. I sent that near enough 10 days ago. Oh shit. You get what I'm saying? So obviously, that's an imperfection, but guess what? We're gonna go through with confidence. Yeah. Sorry, I'll get that sorted. And that's that. It's just a confidence thing. Bro. And that's how man is moving. So yeah, like we put the website out, even like 20 minutes before the website went out, there was something that I didn't understand, figured it out, got it out, boom. It's out there now, and parts are out there. I was even like it's mad. So I did want to share this as well. So I imagine we've launched the website now. It's out there. People are liking the post. I'm thinking, okay, cool. I don't see no orders. And I'm being honest, I'm expecting to see orders because I've put some time into this thing. Like, it's not like I've just come up with this idea. Like, my whole philosophy is, if I can get people to resonate with the concept of what I'm trying to do with All White No Hype, and they can resonate with the concept and they buy into the brand, they like what it's about. If I put that logo on any product, as long as they see value in the product, in like having functionality or it serving a purpose in their life, there's no reason that they're not going to buy. That's been my philosophy. So that's why I didn't come out the gates and try to sell anything. I thought, let me just share the concept with them, give them content, you get what I'm saying, and keep preaching, the ideology of what the brand is. And if I do that, it should equate to sales when I come to sell. So boom, we put it out now. I put it out at 2:00 on a Sunday.
You made me think of an idea.
Yeah, we put it out 2:00 on a Sunday, and people like the post, whatever. But I don't see no sales. You get me? And then I think it was like round about, I said I'm gonna go for a drive I've gone for the drive. I'm tired, bro, like to the point where I'm falling asleep. So I pull up on the side of the road. I'm there chilling, and there's a beep, email come true. First sale. Like, Ross, mad thing, okay. And the wickedest thing is the first sale came from somebody that I do not know from Adam. I don't know him. The geezers messaged me. So I've gave out a few parts and samples, and then when I've given them out, people have posted that on their story and that, and in amongst all of that happening, this geezer that I don't know has popped up and says, yo, are these for sale? I said, they're not for sale yet, but they will be soon. These times when I've said that, I'm still not even confident that the website's coming out on Sunday, but I'm like, regardless, it has to come out, but I'm not confident in it. So I said to the geezer, send me an email. When the website's live, I'll shout you. I shouted him. I said, yo, here's a free shipping code. Boom, 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 boom. Order popped up straight away. I get back home. Boop, another order. Boop, another order. And like in the first day, I had 5 orders. I'm like, oh, rah. Yeah, sick. Like I'm not gassed, but I'm just thinking, yeah, sick. Like it's coming through. And the nicest part for me was the orders didn't come from people that I know. Some, like I think there was 2 orders that came from people that I know, but they're not like my dogs. Like it's just people that I know.
Yeah.
The other orders, I've never seen these people before in my life. So that was like confirmation to be like, all right, cool. If I've got strangers, then something must be happening in it. So now I've gone Manchester, you get me? Yeah? Gone there for my girl's birthday. Like we're down there now. And it was a mad feeling, bro, because it's just like, you look at you just boop, order from this geezer. Like it's a mad feeling when you're doing stuff and then you just get a notification to say money's popped in. Yeah. Like, so like the sickest one for me was when I was in Uniqlo. I was buying some clothes and I'm thinking, shouldn't really be buying nothing right now, you know. Boop.
No,
like you get me, like 2 orders came through. So I'm thinking, this is sick. Yeah, I want more of this. Like this is exactly how I want things to be. You know what I'm saying? And these orders, obviously, some are coming through from friends that man know, some associates, some people that I don't know from Adam, I don't know them at all. And it's just like it gave me like a massive like confident boost. You get me?
Yeah.
And in and amongst all of that, yeah, I knew that this was on the cards because I'd seen it like 3 weeks prior. You get me? And yeah, man, it's just mad. Like it looks like it's all planned, but this shit ain't planned. Like the only plan was it's coming out on a Sunday, and then since then it's just even the idea. I'm saying, I'm only posting 3 times a week. I was posting every day. Like I don't know how, but there was just something that just come over where it like shit just clicked into place in it, and I would say it's all off the back of me looking at that Instagram post and being able to resonate with it on a level of like, oh shit, yeah, fuck the imperfections and it, like no one don't care. You know what I'm saying? And I think it comes down to like with these pizzas, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of like, if you look at, if we look at Pizza Hut, yeah. Pizza Hut is not the greatest pizza, but we was going there for years thinking it's the farthest, and that's because of branding and because of there's a certain level of confidence that they've moved within the market that has made people believe that they're the best thing since sliced bread, even though it tastes like shit. I'm not saying I'm Pizza Hut because I don't think my thing is shit. Like I think my thing is, I think it's sturdy. I think it's proper. That's how I feel. But the power of confidence and the power of not worrying about everything being perfect is the thing that allows people to get ahead and to get that ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. Right now we're sitting in a new space, and as I said, it looks like shit at the moment, but we're just gonna work with it, man.
I hear that, man.
So yeah, man.
I think I remember you phoned me or did I was on the phone anyway, and then you told me about that caption, the Instagram post,
Yeah.
and yeah, had the same effect on me. Cause it's mad as well. Like, only I know where you told me it came from, and it was to do with strippers and sex workers and whatever. The person who wrote it from that perspective, but I didn't even hear that part when you. I just heard how it affected me, and I think me and you have a similar thing of like always trying to find this perfect way of putting things into the atmosphere or presenting things a certain way or whatever. And it's like the one thing that I'm learning now is like people aren't seeing all that effort or that energy in going into trying to make something perfect when it's happening behind the scenes. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's one thing chasing like this perfect thing, I guess, if you're showing the process as you're going along in it, and I think there's value in that. But I think when you're trying to make something perfect, you have tunnel vision, so you're not able to see. Let me show people what I'm doing, whatever. You're just so focused on I need to do this thing. You kind of go away into a dark room and you just focused on that, and then no one sees the process. And then when you actually try and deliver it, it's like no one has the value on it that you have. So it's like it takes away from the way it lands. But what you're talking about is like, yo, like just jump in it and just work things out as you go along. And it's what you were saying, like people appreciate the confidence of someone stepping out and saying, I'm going to do something, even if it's not perfect. Whereas the perfection's like a false sense of confidence. Like, I've made this perfect thing. I'm going to stand behind this because I believe in this thing and I put energy and effort into it. But no one saw that process because you've just come to the surface and said, look, everything's great.
The other thing is what she said it's unattainable and it's unsustainable. So if you're trying to move at a level that's like everything's perfection, you're not able to do that consistently. So therefore, you won't even able to have that effect on an audience to show them what's coming because there's too much gaps in your thing.
Yeah.
Because you're not consistent. It's unattainable. Like,
But then there's a part of you is like, yeah, obviously you don't want to put nothing out. What you think you're short selling yourself? Like you're gonna still want it to be. You still
you have standards. So obviously the standards are still gonna be high. But obviously, I think it's not a blank statement, and it's subjective to each person and how they want to go about doing things. But it's just, even if it's not perfect, it's gonna be as good as I can make it, and then after that, it has to go. Like, can't sit on it.
Slight segue. I just thought about Kanye and the album he put out, and how he's doing like these massive shows off a project that isn't finished. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of what we're talking about. And
But that's the highest level of it,
bro.
He's
like,
sharing the journey and he's showing. But he's been doing this now. This isn't the first time he's done it.
Is he not the first time?
Nah.
What's it, that Life of Pablo?
Yeah, he kept changing the title of the album.
But was he doing shows and showing
well,
stuff?
he didn't do as many shows, but he did have a listening party. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it was a thing in it. But like Kanye, I think Kanye's been doing this since the album with Blood on the Leaves on there. What's it called again? What's that album called?
Jesus.
He's been doing it since then.
But see that Life of Pablo, yeah. While it was out on Spotify and all them things, as time gone by, verses and that was added on.
He breaks conventions all the time, still. I have to say that about him. But yeah, it just occurred to me that what we're talking about, man's done it, but it's like the perfectionist person would be like, raw, you don't show your unfinished art, your unfinished work, whatever. But he's turned that into an event in itself and said, yo, like, I'm not sure I'm done with this yet, but I'm going to celebrate it anyway. I'm going to show you what I've got. And this might change, but fuck it though. And not just that, I'm not just going to show you. I'm going to put out a fucking show while I'm showing you.
He's turned his listening party into a concert.
That's insane, bro.
Never been done.
That's insane.
Never been done
But
still.
sometimes, you know what? It probably works out now, like showing your weaknesses and showing the world rather than waiting for it to be perfect. Because I always use this guy. You're not like Dr. Dre, bro. Your album will never come out, bro, because you're waiting to find that.
Well, people relate to people's to the word you just said then, man.
Weaknesses.
Weaknesses, yeah, that's relatable.
Yeah.
Because we all have them. If
Yeah.
you present yourself as this person who's got everything in order, life's perfect, money, woman, house, big, all of that, it's unattainable. Like no one can even relate to you.
You say that, but people are looking for examples of things that they don't have.
But they're relating to the idea of aspiration.
Yeah.
So there's that, but that character has to be selling motivation then.
Yeah.
So it's that, and then even within that motivation, there will be things that might not be per se a weakness, but he's still trying to be on some level open with his desires. You know what I'm saying?
I think there are relatable levels of desire, if that makes sense. So, for instance, like there's that family I follow, the Ellises, and it's like I think a lot of people look at their family. You know, they got the three sons, and both of them are like young and attractive couple. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like Mrs. is fire. Dudes, you know what I mean, it's hench, whatever. I used to be in the NFL or that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like there's something for everyone to appreciate, and they got, nice kids and that. And it's like they're working in it, like they're chasing things, and it's like you're watching it and you're like, yeah, that's sick, and they're having fun while they're doing it, and then they're showing like relationships, and like there's those relatable things, like the man and women like disagreements, or just, you know what I mean, little small things that's relatable to every, you know what I mean, reasonably successful relationship that's ongoing right now, you know what I'm saying? But the only thing is they have that extra thing of being in a successful situation. So it's like, yeah, I think it's finding, it's when something's relatable, but then there's that extra level of like cherry on the top that you want. That's the kind of thing that people really gravitate towards. But like they're showing a process, they're showing a journey, because they're still chasing things in it. So yeah, I guess it's that kind of thing in it. But yeah, man,
I got a question for you. You see, like the production that you're selling, how do you come about? Okay, I'm gonna sell this for this price. I'm gonna do this for this price. How is it? How much thought you've put into it?
How do you price it?
Yeah. How do you price your craft?
It's not a craft, innit? It's a product, innit?
True.
It's like how do you justify the price? I think it's a simple answer. You justify it by being confident in it and saying, this is the price I want to charge. Yeah. Like, fuck it. Like, you price your thing at what you want to price it at.
It's all to do.
That's that.
It's kind of similar to the conversation we had before. Remember when I said to you, I was going to PT?
Name your price.
And I was like, yo, I'm going to do it for this much. And you're like, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like, it's whatever
it's all to do with belief, to be honest. Because even like, obviously on the weekend just gone, I had one of my practical exams. And even, so obviously I had to like, just one was like, just something little, but just something like, I had to do like an introduction, and I had to coach like a 60-minute session. But beforehand, like the day before, I was like, I know I can do it because I train every day, but when there's somebody watching you, I think, am I going to do it right? I'm going to do it right. And then when I got to it that day, obviously there's other people, there's 5 of us. Each one of us, have to coach a session. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, bro, like that day, bro, I was a million times better than every single one of them. And I thought to myself, you know what? Fucking, like, even the feedback, the only critique he gave me was I should let the clients put back the weights themselves. If that's the only critique I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm all right. Like, I'm better than what, not better than what, I knew that I could do it.
But you got the validation though.
Yeah.
You are as good as you thought you were.
Yeah.
Because now someone's validated it. I hear that.
So now, like, obviously, like, even though I'm still not fully qualified and working towards it still, but now, even me saying that price what I told you from before, I wouldn't even think about that now.
Yeah.
I'm still working out. Obviously, once I'm fully qualified, like I'm trying to work out what at that point now. I'm thinking, what should I charge? Because like I know the higher price is what people are charging, and I know okay, then they might have a little bit more experience or whatever. But I know,
as good as
what you feel you can deliver.
So I might not have the experience, what people have been doing it years, but I know I can do it. So do I undercut myself short because I'm new, or should I just charge the price because I know what I can do?
I always, you see that?
Do you get what I mean?
I speak to people about this all the time. There's two things, man. You've obviously got your value, but when you're starting off, you obviously have to keep your value in your head, but you also have to be able to decipher where an opportunity is.
Sorry that I don't know, but like it's mad because I just have my phone out in it and I'm literally negotiating like a price with someone right now. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like I've been having an issue with people, inquiring about stuff, and it's like I've realized I'm running into issues because I'm pricing things based on my experience. So I know I've been doing this for like over 10 years and I know what I'm doing. I know what I deliver, what I'm trying to say. But I'm also dealing with, you kind of went quiet on that side of things for a few years. You was doing, you know what I mean? You was working, you wasn't really putting out no content, etc. And you haven't built your platform to a degree where people really understand what it is you can deliver. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And I'm not the most consistent with showing what I'm doing and that kind of stuff. So it's like I'm now having to see myself through other people's eyes, which I wasn't doing before. So it's like, yeah, like trying to find a balance between what you can deliver, like what you're talking about, but also understanding that you kind of have to prove things to people. Like you can't sort of sit back and say, yo, like this is the entry level to access what I do. And if you can't meet it, it's dead in it. When you know what I mean? When you do things that you need people to see so that you can justify what you're trying to offer. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so I'm now trying to work through that brick wall now and trying to realize, okay, I might have to compromise on what I think I'm worth, even though I know I've got a certain skill set and I know how much experience I've got, to start getting things to move more effectively, because right now things have been a bit slow.
But what do you do? Sorry, what do you do in that sense? Then just say, I'm just going to make up a figure. Just say like your charging was £100, but you thought, you know what, I'm going to do it for 50.
Yeah.
So then when you do this excellent job, and then he knows that you do a good job, and then you try to charge us 100 now, you can be like, yo, I paid you 50 last time.
Literally. And you know what's interesting as well? It's like, I think another thing that kind of skewed my head is that I came into a few decent jobs, you know what I mean, where it was like commission type work, like, we need this documentary made, or we need you to shoot this project or this performance or whatever it is, and it's people paying, like decent organizations type settings, and people paying like decent amounts of money. So you're coming from that perspective, and then those jobs don't just come like that all the time. Like, but I had a couple of them that kind of worked out quite well. And then you kind of go into a situation where it's people kind of maybe like starting up things and they're looking for some help or looking for something, but they're not looking at things. They don't see the value in the same way, because there's another guy down there who will shoot for this amount, and it's balancing like, okay, these are the kind of jobs that I want to consistently be doing, but they're not always going to come through the door the way I want them to. So I'm going to have to adjust the way I'm looking at things when other people come through the door, because it may not be, like you said, an opportunity, but it's just a means to an end.
Well, yeah, like where I was going to go with the opportunity thing is, use Dre for example. All right, cool. So now, that when you start doing this PTing thing, once you've got your full qualification and you start doing the PTing, there's your price, but you also know there's a lack of experience. So you can kind of gauge and say to yourself, all right, cool, well, if I have a back history of having, I don't know, maybe one client, and I've taken this client from A to B, that's a big enough portfolio to say, this is what I can do for you. Yeah. So on that one person that you choose, you're gonna come down on the price, because the value that you're taking away from training this client isn't the money, because you need a body of work to prove to people that you are who you say you are. Yeah. Yeah. So the value is them giving you the access to train them, and then you taking that experience and then presenting it in some form of portfolio, or however you want to do it, to get more work. So anyone that's starting off, is never gonna charge the price that they think that they're worth.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, you gotta start somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But it's always an exchange of value. That's the thing that I say. It's where can you see the value in it for you? It's either gonna be money, or it's gonna be some form of experience or some form of exposure. I never like to use the exposure one because they will rob you with that. They will say, train me and you're gonna get this level of exposure. Or do this video, work with me, and you're gonna get this level of exposure. Fuck your exposure. Okay, exposure don't really pay the bills. Exposure is like a billboard. Yeah, cool. I'm out on the road and there's 1,000 people that have probably seen me, or even let's say 10 million. But how many of those people that see me today are gonna like convert into paying people?
Yeah.
Not many, hardly any. But if someone says, all right, cool, or if you present to someone and say, all right, cool, you know what? Look, I'm trying to get into the game and I need some proof in it. Be my client for 6 months. I'll show you what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
You document all of that. And then you present that documentation to future clients. They've now got a body of work to go after, say, okay, we see what you've done here. You might not be able to charge the exact price, but I guarantee you're going to be able to charge a lot more than somebody who ain't got nothing. Because you've got, and that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? So like, in regards to like Kyle and what you were saying, like in terms of like taking your foot off the gas and maybe not doing as much work to have the experience, and then getting caught in the whirlwind of certain jobs coming through the door, and then you just thinking, this is how it's going to go. It's just the same thing, and it's just like, it's just not having that body of work that you then had to present to people, and because you didn't have that, it's just, there's just that.
But you know what it is as well? There is a level of that. But I also think I've been shit at maximizing the things I have done. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Like, so it's like, there is a lot of content there with what I've done. I just haven't put it out there properly. Like, it's like, I'm just dropping like a one thing and said, yeah, I did this project, write a nice little paragraph caption or whatever, and thinking that everyone's gonna notice this thing, but not everyone sees the one time. Like, you have to keep sharing things, or share a different part of the thing, or find a different way to present something. It might just be a nice shot and you show the one nice shot and it's just a 5-second clip, or you talk about a specific area of this thing. And I don't know why I'm hesitant to do those things, but I'm learning now that these are the things that hurt what I'm trying to do, because I'm not playing that game of, showing what man's done, celebrating what I've done. Even it might even be like a what's the word I'm looking for? You know, when you're not humble, but you're like too like conservative.
Yeah.
Like, I think I got a problem with not like stepping out with confidence and championing something, like saying, yo, man did this thing, I'm really happy with it, like, and continuing to talk about the fact that I'm happy with how this turned out and showing different parts of it and whatever. Like, there's something in me that leans toward this more conservative approach of like sharing what I've done. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Which I think has played a part as well, because I mean, my sister was talking to my sister the other day, and she was like, why don't you post like old things that you've done? Like, because you've done a lot of things in the past, but people don't know, and you don't talk about it, or you don't share it. And I'm like, I'm finding weird reasons not to post old stuff. You get me? It's just like, none of that matters. No one cares about that. Like, no one gives a shit. Like, put it out there. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? And I'm like, it's been hard still, because like people's like picking at little things that I do, and I get a bit touchy sometimes, but I'm realizing like you're not in a position to not hear people at this point. Like, you need to hear people, because you're not really where you want to be. So clearly you're doing something wrong in it. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like, I'm going through that process of just, it's weird. It's like, I'm overly humble on some ends, but then I'm a bit too like particular and too like rigid with how I see things sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's like the two things aren't matching up. Like, I need a middle ground of like confidence, but being able to hear maybe different perspectives of how maybe I could improve something. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, man.
Okay.
It's an interesting process right now, but yeah, I think I take confidence every time I see you like make a step forward still, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I do, man. I do. Like, every time I see you do something, and I know what kind of person you are, so I know that you're working through those mental barriers. It's not like you're just this ultimate confident person. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fling this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do. You're not like that. Like, you actually agonize over things. Like, sometimes we talk about stuff, and I'm looking at you
kill it
like,
still.
bro, like, why are you overthinking it like that? But it's so easy to see when it's not you. Because I do the same thing with my shit. So I'm telling you, but you're on about just do that, and then I'm going away and doing the same fucking thing that I'm telling you not to do.
One thing I noticed, you always find a positive in the negative, and you make something of it.
I mean, have to. I mean, you have to. Innit? Yeah, like you have to. Innit? You have to still. But
What do you mean?
Like, for example, like there's been times even like, I don't know, you lost some I don't know, some stuff on your computer's bust, and there's times when I've seen you be stressing, bro, back in the day.
yeah, I don't do that no more
But-
because it's not productive.
But I've seen you just
Bro, I gotta change, fam. Cause I'm trying to move.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is gonna stifle me, bro. Like any problem that hits me now, it's just all right, cool. Like, what's the workaround?
yeah.
There's no time for hissy fitting.
Nah, yeah.
Gonna fuck man up, bro.
You've
get me?
definitely pushed down from there. Still.
It's not, I'm not on it, bro. I'm like the last thing that happened with my laptop, bro. I didn't flinch, bro. I just got on with it. Like whatever needed to be done, got done, and we moved forward. Because the moment that you lean into that and start moaning, blood, you've taken your eye off the ball.
Yeah.
And you've lost. You know what I'm saying? I've done that so many times. Look, there's so many things that I've tried. You know when people say, you gotta fail. Like sometimes I look at things and I think, why have I even failed at? Like, because I feel like I haven't attempted nothing. You know what I'm saying? But there's actually failures in the journey, because now that I'm looking at it, I can see them in it. And the biggest thing is you'll do something, there's one thing that will go out of line, and then I go on a fucking Benny, bro, and I'm gone. You get what I'm saying? I don't come back. I'm not on that no more. Because it's just gonna slow down where man's trying to go. And the wickedest thing is, these people that are watching can't even see the imperfection, because majority of the shit that's out there is shit anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's shit. But because someone moves like it is the best thing since sliced bread, they will take it as it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
So I know that my thing's not shit. I think there's a lot of people out there that also believe that my thing's not shit. So if something goes wrong, all right, cool. I'll punch the wall or I'll punch the air. I might say one swear word. Even, you know what? Even that, I don't even want to get into the mind state of that. Even with the laptop, bro, you can ask. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just went, all right. And then they say, all right, cool. I'm just gonna run to town. Went to town. Do what I had to do.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Cracked
Like,
on.
when there's stuff like what hasn't gone your way, before, I feel sometimes I don't know, burn the house down, bro. But now, okay, what do I got to do to push forward?
That's it, blood.
I noticed it a lot now.
It's funny, man, because it's like, you know, you're talking about failing and that failure. Like, I think sometimes man actually like win in a certain way, but because it isn't the type of win you wanted it to be, you see it as a failure. And then because we've got a negative perception of failure, it throws man completely off balance. So it's like, for instance, all right then, like my short films, for instance, like I think I haven't put any out. I've started making them for a while, innit? Like, and I kind of looked at them as not like failures, because I'm happy with what the work was, but the failure was like, and not enough people saw them. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
No, man. Sorry.
Wait.
The failure was not continuing. They were fucking W's, bro.
I was just about to say. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
On one hand, it's twofold, I guess. In one hand, it's like there's different W's I could have looked at. Like, one W is like, on 2 occasions, people have come out of their house, and not just like my family and stuff. Like sometimes like people I know, and a few other people who just heard about it and came out. I've got people at their house to come and take part in something that I've put together, and on both times they were received really well. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's a fucking big deal. And especially a big deal for me because I'm not a person that likes being in front of people and talking and them things there. Like, I only really find the confidence from the passion I have for the thing I do. That's the only reason I'll tell you the truth, blood. You see, before both of those fucking, what you call it, screenings, blood, I fucking had to run to the toilet that was there, blood, and I fucking shit myself, blood. Like, literally, like, diarrhea, blood, like, like the nervousness, blood.
Yeah,
I
it's
swear
mad
to
how that
God.
happens, bro.
Like, and I'm talking about 10 minutes before people's coming, I couldn't, like, my bowels are just going nuts, blood, because I was nervous, blood. I've never felt that before. I've never been so uncomfortable that my belly was like, nah. That's never happened to me before, but it happened on both those occasions. But I pushed through that, even on the day when I was having problems with the guidance thing, and I had to call you to help me and call my dad, and figured it out and got it done, and it was fine. Do you know what I'm saying? We got through it. So it's like, I'm not thinking about those things. I'm thinking about, this is the ideal pinnacle of what I want. And if it's not that, it's not a win. And like you said, I think it's the initial sometimes response. So it's like, what I found is that when I was like putting out content to build towards these films, I was getting a lot of interaction, a lot of people were like, yo, this is sick and this is interesting. And I'm sharing stuff about my life, work and stuff. But then when I actually like dropped the film, it kind of burnt out almost, or I didn't get the peak of it that I was looking for. I thought it would peak, it would crescendo at the film and then keep going, but it didn't. It kind of got to the film and then started going down. And I think that's where the lack of confidence came in. I felt like the failure and was like, just stop talking about it, stop pushing it, stop trying to find different avenues for people to see it, stop. You know what I mean? It's like you get caught up in your own head and feeling like,
the reality is they didn't buy into the films. They brought into you, and you stopped sharing you.
Exactly.
So you're looking at it as an owl, because you got these people out of the house. They've come, they supported.
Yeah.
Everything up to that point has been sick.
Yeah.
And then there's just been a drop off. But that's the W. It's just you wanted the film to be celebrated, and the reality is man ain't done enough work for them to actually care. It takes a lot of work for people to care about your art.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier for them to buy into you.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
And that's you get what I'm saying? That's where I say to both of us, you get what I'm saying? Of like I would say like in different ways in it, because I've never tried to do the films in it. So everything that I've done has always been about me. Like you know what I'm saying? Like not about me, but I've been involved in the thing, you know what I'm saying? So my things have been celebrated, but one little thing will be out of line, and it will mash up my head, and then I'll just stop in it.
0 miles. Bro.
100%.
I swear to God, I couldn't believe it. I was like, bro, just get your phone out. Like, it's fine. Like, cause I was like so gassed at what he was doing. I was thinking, this is sick. Like, no one's done this before. This is fucking sick. And then, I mean, you could tell him what happened.
Well, I was doing a thing. Again, this is one of the failures. At first, I didn't see it as a failure. You just don't think nothing of it. But this is a big failure.
Well, it could have been
something
one
bigger.
of the opportunities to win if you had saw it differently.
I did win. I took from the situation.
You did.
There was a W that was gained, but I didn't take the W all the way to where it could have went.
Yeah.
So it turned into an L. Basically, I had this series that I was running on the All White No Hype Instagram page, where I would wear a pair of white trainers for 30 days, pair of Air Forces, and I basically documented the whole process day by day. And the concept was wear a pair of trainers for 30 days, and at the end of the 30 days, we would tally up the amount of miles that I'd walked, and we could see how close the shoe looked to looking like it had walked 0 miles. And the engagement was building, it was getting traction, people was tuning in, everything was going well. But artistically, there was a style that I wanted. I was using a VHS camera, and I was using that to have just a stylistic way of presenting the series that would make it different. This camera malfunctioned on me twice, and after the last malfunction, I basically fucked off the whole thing, because I couldn't get the last video ready for the time that I said I was going to get it ready for. Because I didn't get the video ready, I just never put it out, which is fucking stupid. But the video is actually going to come out. I found another way of how I want to rekindle that fire. I don't expect for it to work the same way that it did then, because time's passed now. But regardless, still gonna put it out anyway. But that was my.
I still think it's gonna.
Who knows?
just
We'll
the
see
same
any. We'll see any. I don't have no expectations on how it's gonna go. But at that time, it 100% worked, and it could have been. It could have been. I could have had a warehouse. Fuck this room by now. I could have had a warehouse or something. Like we don't know in it. But this is the thing, man. When you're a person that's got ideas, you don't run dry on them. You just have a hard time focusing on one idea.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
This fucking convo, I swear to God. You know, when men talk about what this thing's supposed to be for man, like, it's like man just reflecting on the journey and talking about the stumbling blocks and the progress. And, like, this is the epitome of, like, this might be my favorite episode. Like, man ain't finished yet, but I swear to God, like, man needed this convo, bro. I swear down. Because I feel so much better, bro. Like, having this convo, because I've come into today and I just pure worry and stress I'm dealing with because things aren't going the way I want them to go. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, there's different things I need to do and I don't know what to attack first. Yeah. And it's like, you wake up and you just feel heavy. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like having this convo, tomorrow I can just take a step. Like, I can just not be in this state of fretting about everything and just feel like, you know what, just do something progressive today and maybe try and come up with a plan. Like, because I've been needing to come up with a plan. I know I need to come up with a plan, but then when you get caught in this mind frame, it's like planning almost feels like I don't know what.
Well, you don't know what you're planning for.
You know what you're supposed to do, but it just it feels like the hardest thing because it's almost like if you go and plan it or you write it down or whatever, you're almost like maybe solidifying the fact that something's just flawed and it's not going to get fixed. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Even if you write it down, maybe you're just fucked. You're just not what you thought you was, and this ain't going to work. I think that's what's in the back of my head. You know what I'm saying?
There's a brand, man. There's a brand. I can't pronounce it, but the geezer's name's Reese Weber or Web.
I know what you're talking about. I know which one
Mandevals. I can't.
Mandevoir something. I know what you're talking about.
Alright, cool. So I was watching. So since man launched the website and that,
he talks a lot of big talk with the finances.
Well,
and
yeah.
things
Well, even that thing about naming your price. A man does consultancy and charges 1 hour consultancy for 20 bags. Yeah, 20 bags. And that's because he's saying my thing is proven and tested. I've taken my company and I've turned it into something that's profitable.
That sounds like the convo with Jay-Z or the fire. That's how that sounds like.
It's mad, you get me? But the point that I was about to make in regards to what Carl was saying about making a plan and like being worried or whatever, he was saying that like one of the most regular questions that he gets. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was watching a podcast, and it was with him and this one of the brothers who basically helped co-found Gymshark. Yeah. He's not owner of Gymshark no more. Yeah. But he helped co-found it. And there was a question that came in where someone said, if you got a £500 budget, what would you invest your money in? What would you do in it? And Reese's advice was like, become a professional, take a course, and become a professional in something. So let's say you take a course on marketing. The course costs £500. But with the information that you've learned from the course, you can then start selling that information, create ebook, sell, do what he does in it, like sell consultation slots and whatever. The reason why I brought that up, Carl, like what you saying, like about having a plan in that. For me, the easiest way to bust through, or to like, I don't want to say make money, but to find clients, is to have a one particular focus. Because if you do everything, you do nothing. You got nothing to pinpoint. Yeah. But if you just say, all right, cool. Just for example, I'm only filming dog parties. I'm the dog party man. You get me? I'm just the dog. It will be slow, but you'll find a way to get through, and then you'll find loads of different things of how you can generate work. I feel like if you're a guy who just does everything, Honest to God, most of them brothers that I see do everything. Not to say I don't rate them, because obviously I rate anyone that's doing something, but they ain't doing nothing that inspires, man. Because it's just lifeless work. Like, you're just doing anything that's handed to you. Man, I got interests. You know what your interests are.
Yeah.
You just need to hone in on one particular aspect of that and say, all right, cool, this is what I'm attacking. And that's where the plan will come from. Because then you'll be able to say, all right, cool, I'm going to contact this person, I'm going to contact that person. Like, you can basically reverse engineer it and figure out all the people that you want to try to get in contact with.
Yeah.
And it's like what I was saying to Dre in terms of the experience. If they ain't got the work that you want, then you say, all right, cool, I'm going to do this for 5 man in this area. Off the back of the 5 videos that I've done for free, I know that these videos are going to get me in the door where I'm going to be able to then sell what I'm doing, because that's what man did with the trainers.
I think it's knowing what the end goal of the thing is, because I think it's mad you saying that, because it's like I just literally was saying about how when I was putting out the films, whatever, I'm sharing this stuff and I'm making content around this end goal of the film. And I think we had this conversation before, but like there shouldn't be an end goal. There shouldn't be this finishing thing and then it just stops. Like, I could have kept having those convos, those narratives, those things like wrapped into some form of content, but you have to kind of see where it is trying to go to know why the content keeps going. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And because my end goals, they were finite in it. The finiteness of the goal was like, I want everyone to watch this film. That doesn't mean I could have kept going. I could still now be pushing out, yo, watch this film, this and that. But that can get boring as a creative. It can get, you don't want to keep talking about the same thing over and over again. But it's, if the thing that you're talking about doesn't just boil down to this one thing, and it's like a concept, idea, it's a, do you know what I mean? Like what you got, All White No Hype. It's like you can always find different ways to talk about that. You can always find different angles to come up with that. So I just need to figure out, well, I've seen something work to a degree before. I just didn't follow it through. So how do I find and package my interest into a thing that will allow me to continue to have a conversation that I'm happy to have over and over again, and create the type of content that I'd be happy to make, and is also going to attract people to what I'm doing and have them asking about what I'm up to, and maybe I can offer them something or whatever. Like, so you're right, because I have been splitting my mind and I'm trying to do this thing and this thing and this, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like when your brain's in different places, you end up doing fuck all.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for success to come from that, and you're gonna end up not feeling fulfilled. You're gonna that's personally what I feel like that's not what man wants to do. Like, man is just trying to find a means to an end, but I know that means to an end can be found just pursuing the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Being yourself and just sharing it, and
just doing that. You know what I'm saying? Rather than whatever job comes through, saying or like, I'm not gonna get too personal. It's not about that, and it's just, you get what I'm trying to say. Innit?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. This part won't go in, but I feel like Walter White.
You don't know, because you start watching after 2-3 episodes.
And he's tired. Your eyes are
Yeah,
burning.
tired,
Your
bro.
eyes are actually
Bro.
burning. I can tell.
Shit.
Well,
But we're soon
bro, I've
done.
been up since 6 o'clock this morning, and I have an 8-month-old child, bro.
Yeah, I can see that his eyes are burning.
Bro, listen, this conversation is sick, you know. Man can't do this so late, bro. I swear to you.
Nah, no, it's late. We're soon done. But like I said, I don't know if this is gonna go in. It won't go in. But I feel like Walter White though. Like I feel
What?
like Walter White.
Go on.
What's that?
Let him.
Walter White is
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, the main character from Breaking Bad. He is what you would say an underachiever, in the sense of him being so intelligent and so capable and so smart, and him forming a company with 2 university friends to then go on to become a school teacher, and they own this company that's worth, $1 billion.
Oh, that was the backstory in it. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And I look at shit, blood.
Oh shit.
You know why I feel like that? You know what I'm saying? I feel like Walter White, bro. But trust me, fam. Man's got the meth right now, and I'm gonna fucking shut the roads up right now, blood. I promise you that, blood.
It's killing
That
me.
can go in.
I ain't gonna go too far into it, but a nigga feels like Walter White right now. Yeah. And that's why it's just go time, bro. You get what I'm saying? It's go time, blood.
Yeah, man. I think anyone else got anything to say, but I think this is a dope episode.
Yeah, just probably random. That's why it's good to have people in your like. If I didn't have like my girl or you man around me to like, I'll probably be on road, bro, doing the madness. To be honest with you, you know. But you know, it's like obviously it's just believing in yourself that you can actually like
Yeah.
do stuff. Like even we probably spoke about this time ago. Even like with the whole personal training thing. Obviously, it was. I've always had an interest in it, but it's just like, yeah, why don't you just do it? Like you'd be sick at that,
Yeah.
and then obviously that's when I started to process shit, and it's like, you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
Man, it's the importance of having a circle in it. Like, that's what they say in it. Like, call it what you want, a mastermind or brotherhood, whatever you want to call it. And but having like a circle of people that you can confide in, and a circle of people that inspire you for different reasons. It don't always have to be business or monetary, and it could be just like lifestyle. And it like somebody who's got an infectious character, and you're inspired by the way that they're able to move in a room or how popular they are. Or then you're gonna have another person who's gonna inspire you by how they move within business. You know what I'm saying? Like there's levels to it, man. And that's the importance of fuck it, man. That's the foundation of what this podcast is. That's what we're here to do. This information ain't for the viewers. We're not trying to be fucking motivational gurus. It's three brothers having a conversation and telling and exchanging our stories, you get what I'm saying? And each one of us being able to take power from that, you know what I'm saying? And if the audience can take from that, then that's a bonus. That's wicked. That's why it don't matter if man ain't consistent in the sense of we come out every week. We have to live fucking life. We can't have these conversations if life hasn't been lived. You get me? If life hasn't been lived, you know what I'm saying? Like in the time that we've been away, man's launched a website, launched my first product, got my first studio. Man's got shit to say.
No, obviously, men have been.
You know what I'm saying?
Men have been obviously. You're setting up your
Fucking
dynasty.
man, you've got the
I've been
first part of the qualification. You know what I'm saying?
Stodgy.
So
Yeah, man.
that's not to say that we're gonna take long. If we don't have to, if we,
Yeah, it'd be better
if we
if
don't
we
have to, then we won't. But
Yeah.
fuck it, man. Life goes on, innit? And once again, if man walk away from this conversation today, and we feel empowered to go and do something else tomorrow, then the conversation's a success, regardless of how many people hear it.
Yeah,
But obviously, I don't know, we're going to keep this bit in as well. But quick question: is like, see when you're saying how like see how you're saying that your short films didn't get the listens what you wanted to get, like the viewers you wanted to get. But wouldn't you say it's similar to like this? Obviously, okay, but man's got some like gems within ourselves in these podcasts, but we haven't had like 1,000 views on one episode or something like that. But you're still doing it, even though.
You know what's weird?
Do you get what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, yeah, and I think it's weird. Mentally, we can, you know, when you can just have a singular way of looking at things because that's how you've seen it done.
Yeah.
So you don't know how to look at something differently. So the essence of a short film is that it's just this individual piece of art, and then it's just there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And then if you created it, you make it, you walk away, and then you're supposed to go and make something else. This is a podcast, so it's like mentally in my head already, I know that this is supposed to be an ongoing journey, but I never took that mentality and applied it to my short films because I'm looking at how things are traditionally done, and that put me in a fucking box. And that box was, you know, you make a film and you go away, but making films is such a fucking strenuous, mentally taxing thing to do. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I still want to do them. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I've now realized that there's a not a game to be played. I don't want to say a game because that makes it seem like it's not genuine. But there's a method to engaging people and building people's interest in things that you care about, and it's very hard to do when you're trying to put even a short film in front of someone, asking them to sit down for 6, 7, 10 minutes and give them your time. Very hard. most people ain't gonna do it. Fuck it, I'm not necessarily gonna do it for someone else. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's times I've done it and I wish I fucking didn't. Do you know what I'm saying? Even it's like, even if my thing's good, it's like, yo, like, you can't expect people to sit down and just say, I'm gonna give you that time. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Literally, you are making something for people who care about you, and even people who care about you probably won't even watch the shit because that's still asking for a lot. So it's like, now I've got to realize, right, I got to put something in front of people that, what did you say that time? Make content that people can see themselves in it or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, if I make a short film, yeah, like, don't get me wrong, there's definitely things in my short film that people can take away from and find like inspiration or like see like similarities or shared experiences, but they gotta go through all that period of time, and they've gotta go through that process of clicking on something, not knowing whether it's gonna be good or not knowing it's gonna be worth their time. When you could put something in front of someone that could last a matter of seconds
And be as impactful.
Exactly. You know, it really registered for me when I put I've been making those little short clips of like my kids, like if we go park or if we went, you know, away for a couple of days or whatever. Like the first one I did, the engagement I got back, I was like, right, like, this is just as much as when I put the fucking short film out. And that was a slap in the face at first, but then I realized, like, oh, there's something to learn here. Like, you don't have to make a masterpiece for people to care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could lead towards that eventually, but have you, like you said, have I warranted people's
time, man?
Time?
You get me? Have you
Yeah.
give them enough to say this is worth my time? The reality is, our time is the most valuable commodity we have. There's so much shit going on around us. To invest just 5 minutes is a big ask when there's so much going on. Carl's asking for 5 minutes. Drake just dropped the album. Who's getting the time? Drake or Kyle?
Exactly.
This is big superstar Drake.
Yeah.
Carl might get the time from his loved ones, but
Yeah.
people that don't know him, and even with your loved ones, it's a toss up. Like,
Yeah.
if I want to go cruising and listen to Drake, I might have to just choose Drake over Carl today. Like,
Yep.
it's how it goes. So you gotta find a way to just drip feed them, like give them
100%.
something that they can take in instantly, they can resonate with, and you can do that on a consistent basis. Once you've done that, you got an audience. All of this shit comes down to audience. With anything anything that any of us are trying to do in this new world, yeah, it comes down to audience. If man, I got 1,000 people that are interested in what we have to say, yeah, and these 1,000 people will spend £100 with us over the space of 12 months, brethren, we're all living good. We're living better than how we're living now. And that is the basic foundation of what we all need in order to put ourselves in the positions that we want to be in.
And on that.
I
Yeah, man.
was just gonna say, last thing, I know the method now, so I just need to figure out what the message is. You get me?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
That's it. But yeah, collection only.
Collect what you need to progress.
Boom.